when we last left our heroes, Kitasha had this wonderful conversation with little Francine.
This beautiful heart-to-heart.
Yeah. And she walked away. And suddenly, someone tried to stab Kitasha with a knife. Did they succeed? I don't remember.
I don't know. You had me do a dexterity save against it, but I don't think they rolled against my armor class.
Yeah, because it was...
I guess worst case we could always re-roll it here, but...
No, your dex save was fine. We're just gonna say it was good. But I do have an initiative.
Mm-hmm.
So, as we go into this, first in the initiative is actually Joe, who's fast asleep. Joe, I need you to make a perception check with disadvantage to try and wake up.
That's my favorite kind of advantage. Okay, the first one is a 21, which is rather nice, but the one we're going to go with is a 15.
Joe wakes up to the sound of a scuffle outside.
Kitasha, you alright?
I don't know. Was that loud enough for my passive perception?
No.
No.
They're decently soundproofed rooms, so.
I think Joe will spend his turn slowly getting out of bed, wearing...
What a dad mood.
Yeah, just sure, he's got some dad pajamas, and I think he'll just like crack open the door, like squinting in the light, like everything all right, and probably see whatever happens next.
All right. Kitasha, it is you next on initiative. Currently, your attacker had leapt back and is partially clinging to the wall across from you. He's got a kitchen knife in his hand, but he's in a cloak and you can't quite see who it is.
Question.
Yes.
Would wielding a kitchen knife be the same as having metal on their body?
No. It doesn't have a metal handle.
Not even the tang?
Well...
No rivets? What kind of shoddy kitchen knife is this?
Ceramic.
No, even ceramic knives have like the blade goes into the tang, which is all one metal bead, and then it has the handle on the outside and it has the metal rivets that hold it all together.
Fantasy metal.
Fantasy metal. What is this, vibranium? Unobtainium?
Unobtainium.
We could make it work. What are you wanting to do?
I was gonna do shocking grasp and using... Actually, hang on. Actually, I'm going to cast True Strike. Yeah, I'm gonna cast True Strike at it and say you don't have permission to touch me.
All right. Yeah.
Yep.
So
with
your next turn you will gain advantage. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's concentration.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. They will not respond to you. Any movement you want to do before the end of your turn?
How far did they back up?
They're just up, like, on the wall. So they're only, like, a good maybe 10 feet from you.
Like sticking to the wall?
Yes.
What in the Ninja Gaiden? Yeah, Kitasha will stay where she is.
Okay. And you know whose turn it is next on initiative? Hey, Mako, roll me some perception checks with disadvantage to see if you wake up.
I will do my best.
Let's see if Mako can roll decently.
Let's see. Perception. Public roll. Disadvantage. Well, that's a 3 other way. It's a 7.
Oof.
All right, Mako, roll me a wisdom save.
Oh, I didn't mean to do disadvantage. It was for the first one.
Okay, you keep the 15. You're sleeping so soundly, Mako. It's such a pleasant dream. Just
This is
Monday.
unfortunate.
All right. And we will end Mako's turn there and go over to our lovely, lovely attacker. So, with it, he's going to go ahead and slash. Or, really quick, Kitasha, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Perception. 18 plus D4 for my special eyes, so that is a total of 22.
You notice the attacker put their hand over the blade of the knife a couple times and seem to smear something onto the blade as they lunge forward to multi-attack you. First one is going to be a 23 to hit.
Yep.
And a 14.
Both hit.
Both hit? Alright. Okay, and then... Alright, so that is going to be a total of 10 damage that you took in slashing damage. Give me a Constitution save.
Constitution save. 15.
You overcome whatever feeling of nausea seemed to enter your system after you got cut by this blade.
Hmm.
And while he had lunged forward, he's going to stay in close range with you.
Oh, beautiful.
Which will end his turn. And we will go back to Joe.
So Joe's seen all of this, right? Like if I cracked open the door at the end of my last turn? Okay. I'll do 3 things at once. So first we'll be casting Blade Ward on myself as a bonus action, which will basically mean I have resistance to any like slashing damage that this person might deal.
Mm-hmm.
For my main action, I'd like to try and grab them or grapple them in some way. So I can't remember exactly how grappling works in D&D, but I think it's athletics, but I'm not sure. I don't know if anyone else knows off the top of their head, but yeah, basically I want to try and grab them to kind of like hold them down or just restrain in some way.
Yeah.
Grappling is
Yeah,
your
strength
athletics
or dex.
versus your athletics versus their athletics or acrobatics.
Mhm.
All right, so I'm gonna roll an athletics check and see how that goes. Oof, that's only an 8.
Yeah, you do not manage to even grab him.
All right, I just lunge empty air, and
I mean,
then
would real quick, would Joe get like flanking advantage with Katasha there. Technically, we're not opposite, but we would both be in range.
I won't say that, but I will say you will get a attack of opportunity as he dodges out of the way.
Katasha or myself?
Katasha.
All right. Let's see what we can do with an unarmed strike. Yeah, foresight would give advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is a 14.
You just miss him.
Ah.
Oof.
But you do manage to snag the top of the hood, and as it falls back, who should you see but Eugene?
I knew it! I knew it!
As the
Interesting.
little grung hops back away from you. Is there anything Joe can do on his turn?
Just as a free action then, I'm going to firstly call out to Mako to hopefully give her a chance to wake up, or at least to roll without disadvantage or something. So just, Mako, wake up, something like that. And then to Eugene, I think Joe will say, what would he say? I think just something like, it's you. With as much, like, anger as he can muster.
Of course it's me, you half-wit.
Amazing.
Alright. End of Joe's turn. It's going to be Katasha up next.
Okay, so True Strike is now done.
Mhm.
Would having moist skin be considered a great conductor?
I mean, he's on a train, so, he's bound to be a conductor of some kind.
Choo choo.
Are you wanting advantage on a roll? Is that why?
Maybe.
Maybe. You could... Well, hold on. Let me double check something.
Because I think he's technically too close to do a ranged attack.
Mm-hmm.
Technically.
Yeah, I think... Sure. Why not?
So anyway, I do shocking grasp.
A shocking grayish.
A shocking grasp. You know what? Let's just see if I have if I can get a 1 in 400 chance. You know what? Both are pretty good. But so 26 with a nat 20, does that hit?
Oh, I don't know, does it? Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it
Let's
does.
get out of the way. Okay, so it's double damage for crits, right?
Yes.
Okay, first set, 4. Yuck. And 4. So 8 lightning damage.
Alright. You watch the electricity arc across his skin, and he kind of grunts at you and glares at you as we go into Mako's turn.
Alright.
Roll a perception! You no longer have disadvantage since Joe called out to you.
Sorry.
It's all
Well,
good.
that's only an 8. Or 12, I guess.
A 12 will be enough that you groggily open your eyes and you hear something happening outside. But you're not 100% sure what's going on.
Damn. I am slowing down.
Is there anything Mako would like to do? You would still have your movement.
If I can move, I'm gonna try and try and identify the situation. If I can grab my grab my glaive and make for the door.
No, you can't, because
It's
you
locked
don't
up.
have the glaive.
Oh right, yeah. How my glaive?
You have your leggies. You can do
You
little
got your
Right.
kicks.
glaive, and that's about
Yeah.
it.
All right, then I'm gonna try and get up and move towards the door then, so I'm in a better position for next time.
Right. As you get to the door, you're able to see the commotion going out as Joe is accusingly pointing at a frog. Kitasha has a grasp on the frog, and the frog is currently glaring at Kitasha. And as we go through, it is now Eugene's turn. And he is going to... Just really quick. Alright. Alright. So, he is going to chant under his breath and stick his hand out towards you, Kitasha, not the one you're grasping at the moment. As he casts Burning Hands. Everyone within a 15 cone must make a dexterity saving throw.
Would that be me as well?
Yep.
Yeah, that works for me as well.
Mako, I would say, probably is fine, because
Sure.
you're still in the doorway. And, okay. So, it looks like you both saved.
So only half damage.
Yes, so you'll each take 4 fire damage.
That's not too bad. But it's more than Joe's happy about.
And once again, Kidashi, you're going to get another chance at a attack of opportunity as he tries to pull away from you again.
I can't do a spell for an attack of opportunity, right?
Not
Unless
unless
you're
you have
Warcaster.
feet. Yeah, the Warcaster feet.
Curses. 16.
You hit.
That was almost a 1. It was that one's so hard. Okay,
That
so
was a 1.
oh, well, no, that was me trying to do the damage, but it is yeah. So it's just 1 bludgeoning damage because I'm not very strong.
I feel like this campaign has said otherwise.
My little noodle arms.
Alright. I believe that is the end of that. So we go back to Joe.
It would be optimal for Joe to cast a spell in this instance, but I don't think in character that he would right now. I think Joe's going to stride up to Eugene and say, I think you've ruined quite enough lives. I think let's cut it short here. And then he's going to try and punch him twice. Which is not Joe's strong suit. The first roll is a 10, which is a miss. The second roll is a 13.
That's a miss.
Oh boy, Joe is not doing fantastic, you guys. That's his turn. Actually, you know what? No, bonus action. I'm going to command Hercules to get in on the action and to burst out of the other room.
Is the door shut?
Maybe? I don't know. It's Michaela, if he's in the room with Edmund, would the door be like shut?
Yes.
Could I command him to
Well,
just spend?
what? Hold on. Was Edmund still staying in your guys' room? Or was he back in his room? Does anyone
No.
else remember?
I'm pretty sure he was with us. He took the remaining bed.
Okay, then
Ah.
Hercules would be in your room and the door would be ajar because Mako is currently in the doorway.
Okay, so from beneath or Mako's legs just barrels, sort of like Sophie when you're trying to go down the stairs. She just sort
Okay,
of
you know
like,
what? For flavor, because you've stated it like this, Mako, give me a dexterity save.
I'm
All
sorry,
right.
Mako. This was not intentional.
Wasn't it?
It was intentional.
I was like,
All right,
this
19.
Scooby-Doo action.
Mako is able to hop gracefully over Hercules as Hercules charges in.
Nice. Okay, and then in that case, Hercules is also going to do a an attack. You know what? I'm going to try and get Hercules to do a grapple, because that's the thing that he can do. So apparently you have to do a strength or dex saving throw. You choose. Oh, hang on. No, wait. Oh, I'm confused. Sorry, I'm just reading the rules under the Steel Defender. I'm just getting a bit lost because D&D Beyond is glitching out. Okay, yeah, it says I can do a grapple attack, but it doesn't say what the save would be. Again, like what the...
I think it's still the same thing of
Hercules' strength, unless he has proficiency in athletics, versus their acrobatics or athletics.
Yeah, it's just weird that it's making Michaela roll and not him. So like, I don't know what Michaela needs to roll to stop this happening.
5d steel defender. Let me pull it up.
Because I mean, I guess it could be my spell DC, which is 15. But yeah, I don't know.
Where is that?
I mean, I could just make Hercules attack him. To be fair, I was just trying to be a bit more creative here.
It's fine. We'll figure out the rules because this is probably a good thing for us to know anyway.
Yeah, I think. So David, you know, in D&D 2024, there's the additional when you do an unarmed strike, you can choose whether to deal damage or to grapple or shove. And I think they've just basically superimposed that part of the rules to within the Steel Defender stat block, which is great and all, but it doesn't actually give me the save that's required. Unless it's against eight proficiency bonus and strength. Maybe. Which would it also doesn't give me stats. Man, the Steel Defender doesn't have a lot. I'm just gonna go to Google.
I am unhelpful. I know almost.
All right. So according to the new one, so the save for getting out of that grapple after because if you hit, you can auto grapple them, no initial save. To escape that grapple, it is 8 plus strength mod plus proficiency.
Okay, so let's do that then, I guess.
It would use your proficiency bonus. That would be plus 3, so it would be a 13 DC then.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Hercules is going to basically try and tackle this guy, and grab onto him with with a big bite, I guess, on like maybe grabbing onto his robe, or his cloak. So if this guy wants to get out, I think like David said, he has to make a DC 13 strength or dexterity saving throw.
And you don't have to make an attack roll first to get
You have to hit him first.
Okay, so I still roll. Okay, I'll roll an attack roll.
Yeah, you're rolling against his AC instead of doing a grapple check.
Well, that's a miss anyway, so whatever. I rolled a 4. That's 3 misses from me. That's 3 nice, clean 3 misses. I should be a fighter so I can roll more often, so I can miss more often.
It's fine. You know what? Next campaign, your character will just hit all the time.
Maybe.
And so we go through. It's
Depends.
Keitacha.
Me.
It's
Okay.
you.
Me. Double checking. Meta magic.
Woo.
Okay. Boop. Is anything on fire?
Mm,
Burning hands usually
You said it
does
was a
ignite
cone.
any.
You said it was a cone, right?
surprisingly not, other than maybe some singes in your guys' clothes. The walls seem pretty flame resistant.
Ah, how kind.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I will cast Hunter's Mark.
Alright.
And for flavor, Kitasha is getting real upset that she can't do anything because there's not a lot of space here,
Mm-hmm.
and there's too many like potential casualties. So the piercings, I think she has 2 eyebrow piercings on her left side. There's getting like little arcs of electricity bouncing in between them. As she casts Hunter's Mark. There we go. So I can get an extra damage and boop, 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 boop. Up to 1 hour. Yep, extra damage and advantage on finding him again.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
There we
Alright.
go. Gonna do another unarmed strike.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, ew, that's not gonna hit.
That's not gonna hit.
That's only an 8.
Okay. Unless there is anything else, we shall go to Mako.
All right. I see this guy being a problem,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna try and make him not a problem. All right, I'm gonna scooch out there and start punching him. Out of curiosity,
Mm-hmm.
can I get a read on now that there are 3 people out here? Do they look like they're gonna like try and escape, or is this a finish the job kind of guy?
Give me an insight check. This will not count as your action. This will be for free.
Nope.
You
Wait. Can I do a thing? No. Wait. Yes, I can. I'm gonna pop D in that because this seems valuable. All right. How about a 16?
Alrighty. So this guy, genuinely, it seems like he's just sick of you at this point. Just the 3 of you. Like, you think that he's not gonna back down because he's just so tired of dealing with you guys being around that he's like, I'm just gonna get the job done and get rid of you 3 at the same time.
All right. Do. So now I'm gonna start punching him. All right. So I get do. Sure, I understand everything. All right. So I get 2 attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Do first attack. Where is it? Come on. Is a 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
All right, I'm going to use that to shove him down on the ground. He's now
Nice.
prone, so the rest of my attack have advantage.
That's really good.
All
And
right.
plus 2.
All right. So go in there, sweep the leg, and then I'm gonna hit him. All right. So that's 25 to hit on first attack for 6 damage because my punches just do 6 damage automatically. And then I'm going to action surge to hit him two more times. That's a 21 to hit and 18 to hit. It's the 18 hit.
Both of those hit.
All right.
Nice.
So that's 12 more damage.
Hold on, let me double check something.
Is he still alive?
Yes. Is he conscious? No.
Oh.
Oh, all right.
As we
Nice.
fall out of combat, as Mako just punches this frog in the face twice. If he had a nose to break, it would be broken.
I like to imagine Mega came out, swept the leg, punched him twice before he hit the ground, and
That's
he lands
awesome.
on the ground out.
Mako, oh, I'm getting slow. Mako just floors a man.
Kitasha, what happened?
Give me a second. And Kitasha will go into Edmund's room, like his fancy room, and will shut the door and will open a window and will just she's just gonna like throw a bunch of magical energy out the window.
I'm imagining it like very colorful sparks just like whipping past, like think the outro of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood when the sparks in the trainway.
I mean, we'll see. It's a chaos bolt. Do you want me to roll to hit anything out the window?
The poor sheep in the distance.
There's no sheep. We're over in the sea.
That's true. Let's see. Do you randomly hit like a breaching whale or something?
Well, that's in that 20, so that's like
you watch as this majestic whale breaches
an
the water and you just
endangered sea creature.
smack it.
You know
But
those videos
it's
of the
a whale.
golfers?
And it just
the golfers,
goes,
yeah.
and goes in the water.
Okay, so that is 27 damage.
Yeah, it's still just
and it is hang on, I gotta figure out what kind of damage it is too. Okay, so that's 4, 7, and 8.
It's extra weak against electric type.
What kind of is this a Pokemon now? Okay, so it's either Force, Psychic, or Thunder. I think we're gonna go with Thunder.
Even then, my stats for the whale, it's just like it feels like it's been swatted, and it's just like, it goes back under.
Yeah, just like a strangled whale song.
It's like that Star Trek movie, just the whales singing.
And then Kitasha comes back. Okay, I feel better now. He stabbed me. He stabbed me, and do we know where he stabbed with the like?
He got you. Let's say once in your like right arm, and then in the bicep area, and then your left shoulder.
Do you want me to have a look at it?
He stabbed me. That's not. And then she's gonna check out the one on her bicep.
Joe will step.
Rolling for medicine.
Joe will step forward with cure wounds ready.
Oh,
And
that color doesn't look right.
yeah, I'll use a cure wounds to heal you for 9 points.
As you're looking at your cut, by the way, Kitasha, your stab wound, that liquid that seemed to be on the knife blade, you realize was, there's actually a poisonous liquid that does extrude from Grung's skin. And normally Grung are very cautious about making sure they've wiped off their hands before they touch anything else that other people are going to be touching. But it seems like he was purposely using his own poison from his skin in order to add damage to his attacks.
And in the food, because all the
I was going to ask if it looks exactly if it's that like clear film type.
It is the same clear film that was over the plate and the silverware.
Kitasha, do not lick this wound in your arm, whatever you do. This is it's particularly bad.
Why would I do that?
I know some people clamp their mouths over a wound to stop the bleeding. I don't know, it's a thing.
This is just Kitasha's face. It's just a lot of who
As
does that?
Kitasha mentally thinks about, how would I manage to put my shoulder in my mouth anyway?
No, Kitasha knows it. Kitasha knows a person who can do it. Anyway, is Edmund still asleep?
These rich babies, they just sleep through anything. All right.
You haven't checked?
No, I suppose not. Okay. I'll go check if one of you could drag this wretch into into Edmund's room, so that unless we want to alert the staff straight away, I suppose that's probably the first question to ask, whether we want to alert the staff to this, or do we want to just lose him out the window?
Question: were the staff alerted by all the magic streaming out the window that something was going on?
Well, yeah, because if there's footsteps coming, I feel like we need to make a decision now.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, they just rolled a 20 on perception. All of the staff.
Okay,
as both side doors of the cart swing open and staff members holding electric batons come in.
Okay, we'll forget the window idea.
Yeah, Kitasha will step in front of Joe and Mako. She is even with the healing, she is still damaged, and there's gonna be still kind of fresh blood on her shirt. And she is just gonna turn on the charm. Big damsel in distress moment. Oh, thank goodness you were here. I was just attacked outside my room by this man. And I don't know why I'm going all Jane Austen.
I was wondering. I'm rolling with it, but
no. Thank goodness you're here. I was just attacked. But I don't know if there was some sort of mental break that happened, but I'm so lucky that my bunkmates heard the commotion and were able to help. But please, get this young Grung the help he needs, and preferably keep him away from me.
Of course, ma'am. Here, I am so sorry. This never should have happened on our watch. I'm so sorry. It looks like he's somehow managed to get into the kitchen and he stole one of the knives. I am so sorry. We will take care of this. And they're going to walk up, and then they're going to look at Mako, who is, unless she's moved, is still standing over top of Eugene with, bloodied knuckles and, just,
Yeah, and I think like as they come in, I'm staring at them. I still have one hand on Eugene's chest.
If this means anything to any of you, this man is a member of the Burning Hands, which has been plaguing at least the city of I'm so sorry, I'm blanking on the name of the city. Why?
The city you were you like spent your entire life in.
Yeah, sorry,
We
my
spent
New Dragon
90%
Rook?
of this.
yeah, New Dragon Rook. Yeah. So I don't know if they've expanded elsewhere, but I know I don't know if you've heard of them, but anyway, this is a member of this gang.
I see. Well, if you'll excuse me, ma'am, we'll take him into custody. We've got some restraints and such, and we'll keep him in the staff holding area until we get into Alistair, where we will turn him over to military presence there.
And I
I'll
do.
just step back.
Can I do an insight check to see if the. I'm assuming they're trustworthy, but I'm just want to see if Joe thinks that they're trustworthy.
Do it.
All right, that's a 9.
Blew it.
You blew it. Joe doesn't know. Joe is looking at this man, this human man, and you can't get a read on him. You know, those weird human features.
Yeah,
They just express so differently.
weird soft skin.
They're so
Is it-
fleshy.
Yeah, so
So
fleshy.
fleshy.
Yeah, yeah. All the other people either have fur or like cool rocks or whatever, but yeah, they're just squishy.
Kitasha doesn't have fur or rocks.
I feel like they're still half orcs are tougher though, right? Like I feel like they'll be still pretty like I don't know. Anyway,
Kitasha prides herself on how smooth she can be.
Mhm. Um, Kitasha will as she's kind of explaining what happens,
Mm-hmm.
can she do an insight check to see how actually shocked and surprised they are versus like what PR script they've been given for these kind of doohickeys?
Sure.
15.
Genuinely, they did not realize this was happening at all. They knew that you can kind of guess that they knew someone had gotten sick on the ship, and that was a little concerning, and you realize that some of the stuff you had noticed beforehand was definitely the staff double-checking all of the food to make sure there wasn't anything wrong with the food they were providing. And they've kind of pieced together that any issues on board so far have been caused by this here grung. They're not too pleased about it.
I think Joe would also issue a warning, perhaps then say, do take care as well. He is a mage, and it's hard to know what's capable of. But if would Joe happen to have any of the anti-magic handcuffs still on him? No, sorry,
yeah, this
you're
is
right, you're right, you're right.
we're on the train every day. We're on the train. We're like, do we have these?
Yeah,
It'd be really
it's
cool
like
if we just had these.
it would be
What
very
if
cool.
what if this was an ARC mission instead?
Okay, well, in lieu of that, Joe will just say to the staff to basically take care from has a fair amount of firepower.
Understood. We'll get him in proper holding cell and make sure he can't spellcast very easily.
Okay, that's good.
Hitasha will like lock eyes with the person who is like, oh, we'll make sure he doesn't, and she'll like squint and because she knows something that'll help him not spellcast very easily. She knows a few things that'll help with the non-spellcasting. But she doesn't know if they know.
This guy seems to know what he's talking about. But as they go to haul up Eugene, there will be a brief moment, and I'm sorry, sir. Sir Topaz, I believe we did state your dog does need to remain within the rooms at all times.
That's correct. It followed out with the commotion, but I'll make sure it's ushered back inside, and he'll do that straight away.
Yes, thank you very much. All right. Is there anything that we can do to make your guys' stay better? I can't apologize enough for what's happened here.
A hot cocoa would really just hit the right spot right now, actually, to calm the nerves and things.
Yes,
Healthy.
a warm drink would be great, and I understand if space is very limited. If there's an extra spot on the train where we can just spread out a bit to relax, at least until Alistair, that would be lovely.
Of course. Let me double check really quick, and then I will come back with your drinks and see if there's anywhere we can kind of spread you guys out. I know that you're in one of our more communal rooms. Let me go through and check. And as they drag him off, he'll begin double checking that if you guys had anything else to discuss amongst yourselves before he returns.
Oh, I should have asked for a hot towel. I don't even know what I'd do with it, but I feel like that's something that, people in fancy trains would have.
Well, let's either way, I'm tired. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, Yuji took my extra pillow. So now I gotta make do with just one. Kitasha will yawn, stretch, and go back into the room with her bloody pajamas.
Oh no. You can have one of mine. Joe will pass, or Joe will throw one at you, underhanded, not aggressively, but just throw it across the room at you.
A single pajama?
No, a pillow. Joe.
Okay.
I was gonna say, oh, Joe, sweetheart, I don't think that'll fit.
Yeah, Kitasha is at least 4 or 5 inches taller than you.
I think Joe will also say to make her I think thanks her in order once again for you saving us.
I'm sure you could handle it.
Well, the evidence to the contrary, at least for as far as the first bit of that went. I think probably not while we're on the train, but maybe once we're settled up somewhere, if we've got some downtime, I wouldn't mind continuing learn a little bit from you. Maybe, I'm fine when I've got a weapon, but the second I'm without it, I feel relatively useless. So maybe you could show me how to punch better or something.
Of course.
All right, thank you.
And Kitasha will already climbed up into her bunk with her 2 pillows. Will just kind of lean over the side. Joe, I can show you how to do spells too.
I know a few spells, but I mean, if you,
Yeah, but your spells are small and nice and stuff, but they don't do a lot.
it's true.
The heart reality brought to you by Kitasha.
I know. Heart to heart.
Yeah, I suppose some training would be good. We could find an abandoned car or wait till we're in Alistair or something. GM question, how long is the stay in Alistair? Are we getting off, or is it just that's where the train's stopping for an hour and then we're moving on?
It's
I think it's an hour or 2 layover.
It's going to be more like a 6-hour layover.
6 hour?
Okay.
Okay.
So maybe we can get out and just see a couple sites or just rest. All right, well, either way, let's try and get some good sleep. It seems like the crisis is averted, hopefully, and that we shouldn't need to worry about keeping watch. But I wonder if one of us should still stay up. Maker, would you be willing just to keep watch a little longer, or do we want to just trust that Hercules can handle it?
I can stand.
All right. Thank you.
As you're discussing this, there will be a knock at the door.
It's another one of them.
Kitasha will roll back over. Nose goes, and we'll just touch her nose.
I got it.
As you open the door, it is the same human man, now with a tray of piping hot drinks. He will nod to you and say, "My apologies, I didn't quite get an order other than Sir Topaz, but I hope 2 hot toddies will be nice for you two ladies. And as well, we do have a spare room in the executive suites. It has a single bed that's quite large, but if that is something that any of you would prefer to upgrade to, that we would do that free of charge for you due to this unforeseen circumstance."
Kitasha will roll over and roll off the bed. And will go to Edmund, who I'm assuming is still fast asleep.
Like a baby.
Like a baby. Sir Edmund.
You know,
Sir Edmund.
Yes?
Hi. So we were able to secure executive suite room. Do you want to retire in there or do you want to stay here?
That does sound quite nice. Would that be safe? Or,
Would you like us all to come with you or would you like one of us to go with you?
I mean, if the staff are fine with us, with me taking Hercules again and having him in that room, that would probably be fine.
Okay. Yeah, Kitasha will lean back and look towards the human man for confirmation.
He nods. He says, "Oh, of course, that would be acceptable."
Yes, you can take Hercules with you.
Yes,
Or as many of us as you'd like.
I don't want to. You guys could also have my my room as well. Oh. But yeah, let me. Oh, and he's just like not even fully there. He's so out of it.
We'll
Yeah.
drape him on Hercules, and he can sort of be carried like a awkward mount.
I was like, he's a little too big to be like ride Hercules, but
Yeah, sort of just drag along him.
Mhm.
And as you're handed your hot drinks, the staff member will tell you, "I'll go ahead and lead him to his room then." Again, I apologize once more for all of this happening. Please let us know if there's anything else throughout our journey that would help ease anything.
Thank you.
Thank you. Not at the moment, but we'll find you if something does.
Excellent. Have a good night.
Thank you.
You too.
He'll shut the door and leave.
All right, it's time to get some more sleep. Make
Yeah,
her let us know.
I'm sorry for just giving the room to Sir Edmund, but I figured that he just kind of needed a little bit of extra space.
That's reasonable.
To be honest, I thought you were gonna go for it when you got out of when you fell out of bed. I thought you were just claiming it for your own. So this works.
I thought about it. It would have been
But
nice.
with any luck, he'll be well protected, and we can certainly hope that there are no more people that are after him on the train. I'm still a little concerned that a member of that group found their way onto the train and seemed to be gunning for our client. I wonder if that's targeted at one of us, or just the fact that he's our client, or whether his inventions or him as a person is also a target of the gang. I've got some questions, so I don't know if they'll allow us to talk to Eugene in the morning, but I wouldn't mind a brief interrogation if it's allowed.
That's reasonable.
I don't know. Sir Edmund seems to think that they just didn't like his invention.
It does kind of threaten their gas business.
Maybe, yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yes, I suppose I was honestly hoping we might be able to dangle him out a window and, get some answers that way, but I suppose these staff were a little too quick on the draw for that to work. I mean, frogs can swim, right? He'd be fine. He'd be fine. Anyway, let's get some sleep. Thank you for both of you dealing with that.
Bad customers come with the business, and Kitasha will climb back up into her top bunk, reclaiming an extra pillow from Edmund, so she currently has 3 pillows, and will just kind of build herself a little nest.
Most cozy.
Mm-hmm.
Wish that were me.
I know.
You've got 3 pillows. What are you on about?
I meant right now.
Yeah, I was like, right now sounds really good.
And then it had cut out a little bit. Was Mako doing watch, or were you?
Yeah, Mako's gonna stay up.
Okay. And as everyone wanders off into dreamland, I would like a perception check from Mako.
Can do.
And are you keeping watch inside the room or outside?
Outside.
Outside? Alright.
Why did I do that? I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to get advantage. So it's a 9.
9? Alright. What is Mako doing to make sure she doesn't fall asleep?
I think Mako would be doing like a martial arts kata or something like that. Like actively just moving just to stay awake.
As you're moving around, just trying to pump yourself up, get yourself ready, make sure things are going to go smoothly. You don't notice anything happening. You do, as you look around, you do notice that what you believe to be marks still on the walls from wherever Edmund kind of clung himself to, where it's just a little bit of sticky residue. But otherwise, nothing seems to be the issue. And soon you can see through some of the bay windows as the sun begins to rise. And it is morning.
Yay.
You?
Sorry. Morning, Mako. Did you did anything happen? You weren't stabbed or anything, I assume.
No, it was mostly pretty quiet.
Oh, that's good. All right. Well, let's hope it's an uneventful remainder of the journey.
Yeah.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Did Kitasha rest enough to recover any more HP?
Yes.
Okay, back to full?
Yes.
Apply. There we go.
You may be healthy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And as you are all getting up and getting ready, you hear an announcement over the loudspeaker. Oh yes, and now as we approach, you can see from the north side of the cabins the start of Alistair in the distance as we are approaching for our first stop We shall be here for about 6 hours, and you know, history of Alistair, as he begins to drone on, and eventually you hear the mic just get turned off mid-sentence.
Oh, that's weird. They cut him out for some reason. I was getting really into it.
Kitasha will stiffly get out of bed and will collect all of her like skincare and bath stuff and will just exit the room, go across the hall, and take over Edmund's bathroom.
Fair.
Nice.
And as you are all doing that, does anyone look out the window?
Sure. Especially if Alistair's being described. I think Joe would be unironically quite interested in the history of the city and anything relating to it.
Yeah, and as you look out the window, you can see tall pillars of what looks to be some form of black stone and wood jutting up from the shore cliffside as you're entering into a city that seems to be mainly a kind of dark black stone and wood-based building style. Think more of a dramatic architecture. So you're going to have a lot of the white with a crossbeam in dark, and then you've got a couple of stone buildings as well. Everything is glistening in the morning light, and there is a few buildings that you can see in the distance towering over that you believe to be a Alistair's main guild, which if anyone wants to give me a history check, you could figure out what that guild's name is, as well as the military base. And as you're approaching, you don't notice as many. There's some towers that you usually see in Dragonrook. There's quite a few throughout the city that you've just come to be used to seeing. You don't really know what their function is in the city. But as you approach Alistair, you don't see a single one. But with that history check, you do remember that the guild there is, in fact, the Kraken's Claw.
Ooh.
And as you approach, and
That's absurd. Krakens don't have claws.
it's a different type of Kraken.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is our guild is the Scrambling Claw, right? And I don't think Scrambles have claws either, so I don't know what's going on with the names of the guilds.
Listen, the god of this campaign has deemed it so. Leave my claw guilds alone.
It's exclusively unclawed animals. It's like the snake claw.
And as you're approaching into the city, and you can see lots of greenery, lots of lush, just trees and grasses and flowering plants as you're approaching. And you can watch as the cliff face appears to be mostly dirt and that black stone that you've seen throughout the city, as waves crash up against it and leave foam that soon glistens and then drips off. And you slowly begin to decelerate into Alistair and make your first stop of the journey. Congratulations, you are halfway through your train journey, and that is actually where we're going to end for the night.